What up, though? Come on in. I'm gonna play Appreciate. Y'all already know the fucking vibes. Y'all, it's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. None. Did y'all get that mistaken? Did y'all think that it was a limit? It's not. I appreciate the money. Y'all come on in while I share the page. Y'all come on in. Hit the like button, share the live. I appreciate the money cause I grew up in the struggle. Appreciate the hood cause it taught me how to hustle. Went through some hard times when I was down. I appreciate the ones who stuck around just to love you. I appreciate them long days in the trap. Appreciate the road every time I made it back. I appreciate the hard tan in their white. A nigga play on his light. Don't appreciate his light. Come to me, you better come with some respect. In my feelings, I'm just telling you what's bad. Keep it real, you got animosity. I'm not tripping. Y'all come on in, share the live, share the live. Wow, I see you try to get on. Let me see if I can invite you back. Let me see if I can invite you back. Y'all come on in. Y'all already know the vibes. It's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. Stop playing with your girl. What the fuck? Couch Chronicles. Okay, let me see if I can find him. Oops. Okay, it says he already got one. All right, y'all, come on in. Y'all, it's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. Today, I actually got Wyld and I'm waiting on him to come back. I just tried to send him. Let me see if I see him in here. I seen that he was on here, but it wouldn't let me. Well, it let me accept him, but it said it was something. So if you seeing this, come back on and invite yourself back up. It's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. Y'all know I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Okay? Don't play. Do not play. Yo, shout out to all my Arieses. Shout out to my dog, Lance Hitch. Today is his birthday. I love you, Lance. You know I love you. It's your birthday. It's your motherfucking birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh.
Happy birthday, dear Lance. Happy birthday to you. And every Aries that's watching. What up, though? How you doing?
I'm chilling, nice and high vibes. How are you doing?
Oh, yes. Let me light up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I was there in person, we'd be definitely doing that.
Matter of fact, you'd be tapping out because everybody taps out.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
So
I was smoking out in this bitch.
Quite the stoner right here, huh?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Look, and some shrooms, and I made a drink today.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
What type
Shout out
of
to
drinks?
TLC.
You're not fucking around.
No. And also, my homeboy, it's his birthday today, and he also represents this company, Philidor.
Oh.
So, shout out to Lance Hitch. Yeah.
Yeah, happy birthday to him.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, I got the dab ready. I'm ready. It's a fucking vibe.
Hell yeah, you dab, you already know the vibes. I love that shit.
Thanks. So let me ask you, how did you hear about the couch?
So I heard about you actually when I was in Austin during the South by Southwest during that fashion show, the DWE fashion show.
Right.
And I heard good things about you from Mr. Dabinaire, actually.
Thank
That's when I first heard about you. And then from other people just in like the function, they were just saying that you had a dope podcast and you had some dope vibes going on. So I was like, yo, I got to tap in and see what's up.
Right. I definitely appreciate that because, you know, a lot of times it's about networking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I started my podcast really as a therapy, and it blew up to be more than that. And now I use my platform to help other artists. If you was here, I got a studio. You know, I give I teach people how to work Pro Tools, how to work the studio, how to be their own self-made person in the studio, because that's what it's all about.
Oh yeah.
You know, and the only way that you can help your career is if you got the what?
The bread.
Right.
Yeah.
So to cut the cost, I teach people how to cut the cost.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I'm trying to just, you know, disregard anybody that's out there being an engineer and being a, but also like it's artists that really want to learn to record themselves and be self-made. So those artists I love to help.
Mm.
Yes, yes, yes. And I also offer plates and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a vibe.
Well, thank you so much for like letting me come on this platform, and I appreciate everything that you do, and it's definitely an honor to like be crossing paths with you and everything.
Thank you. Now, where are you located right now?
Virginia.
Hey.
Specifically Chesterfield County, i.e. Arrestfield County. If you know, you know.
And you know what's funny is I actually used to live in Richmond, Virginia.
Really? Mm-hmm. What part? Whereabouts?
I was a child. I don't remember. I just remember writing down Richmond, Virginia, and that's it.
Wow. Yeah, we were right beside Richmond pretty much. So you go 5 minutes down Midlothian Turnpike or off of where I live and you're gonna be in Richmond.
Right.
Pretty much. Yeah,
right. So tell me about where you from. What's it like?
So originally from, like I said, Chesterfield County, Arrestfield County. It's pretty shitty actually. It's people are just like stuck in their ways, kind of like, I don't know, rednecky, country, maybe, whatever. But there are good parts about it too. I mean, like people don't give a fuck. I definitely got my peeps. Matter of fact, I want to shout out my crew, Matt Huffman, Scott Poe. Shout out Fleabag. He got a whole little company he's starting up with like punk vests and shit. So we got a whole
couch.
Yeah. So we got like a whole like creative like vibes that we doing, me and the homies that are coming out of there. But honestly, it's not really the best of environments, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. So isn't Virginia where Chris Brown is from?
Yeah, so he's from Tappahannock. I've never been to his actual city that he's from, but that's like near the northern beach or whatever. It's kind of like north from where I am, like northeast towards like the coast. Where Richmond is, where Chesterfield is, it's kind of like more in the center of the state. Okay. So, yeah.
And what's your zodiac sign? I'm curious.
So I'm a Cancer.
Okay, toxic.
You're not lying. Like as much as I want to sit there and say, no, you ain't lying.
Right.
Wait, what's your side?
I'm the best.
Aries.
Taurus.
My bad. Excuse me. Now I'm really fucked right now.
No, because I said the best, and you was just like, oh, well, she said Aries the first time, so maybe it's.
Nah. I had a little mind fuck. It's all good.
Right. Now, what makes you wild?
Whew, that's kind of a loaded question. Ooh, but holy fuck. That shit caught me off guard. Where that shit come from? Fuck.
I'm petty.
Damn, no, you wild shit. Fuck. But to be honest with you, what made me wild, as you can see, I'm into like green. That's like my favorite color. I'm very much just into like nature. So me and my sister, we had like a joke. They call me Street Tarzan because like I'm really just into kind of like I've lived in the city my whole life, but I've also literally like lived in the woods at one point for like a few months. Yeah, just saying fuck it. So like I kind of just be doing some crazy hippy dippy off grid like wild shit, and that's kind of wild. Is just kind
So
of
tell
what it
me
is.
about your time in the woods.
So you mentioned shrooms earlier. I did like what I think like 8 grams by myself in a tent in the fucking woods. Yeah. Woke up after just being in a trance, woke up just like naked with the fucking bong and like a jug of water in the tent. And I'm like, yo, what happened, bro?
You know, when I first took shrooms, I was just like so excited. This was years ago too. And this is when people used to be like, girl, you taking them white people drugs. The same people want to take them with me now. Anyway, so I was like looking for like the best one. So when I moved to Georgia, I ended up finding some real penis envies. I'm talking about the ones that look like a hard ass dick coming out the ground, curved. I'm talking about the big, like damn near as big as your hand.
What the fuck?
I said, you know what? Even though they that big, I'm gonna take 15 grams.
Oh.
My eyes, I was laughing so fucking hard. I just knew I was playing a video game in my eyes. I was like, yeah.
What? 15 grams?
Yeah.
That's next level.
I was lit. Oh, please, next level. I took 31 strips of acid on my 31st birthday.
What?
Next level for real. Y'all, if you just now tuning in, it is the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. Y'all know I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Make sure you follow Wyld on all social media. His information is in the description, so make sure that you read the description. I know you're probably looking behind me like you used to seeing stuff scrolling, but as you see, it's broken. But I do got a little arrow that's pointing right here to my finger. Y'all follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, THA Couch on Facebook, and my main Instagram and YouTube, which is THA Real JANELL. If you want to support the couch, you can Cash App or PayPal THA Real JANELL. Let's get into it. Now, I didn't ask you, but how's your day been?
It's been pretty chill. Appreciate you asking. How about your day?
It's been good. I've been chilling, laughing at Facebook, and just carrying on in life.
That's always good.
I'm about to put my podcast, so this is life.
That's what's up. That's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah.
Now, why don't you spell wild in the common way?
Excellent question. Well, so mainly because I'm someone who personally values like originality and like creativity and just kind of individual expression.
Right.
So that's one of the main reasons. And also I'm also like very anti kind of just like everything low-key, just like anti-rules. So it's kind of like a little subtle way of being like, oh no, fuck your I, I'm gonna put a Y.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, who's been your biggest musical inspiration?
Oh shit. These are all really good questions, by the way. I can see that you really do this. Like, shit. Honestly, I love Tupac. Like of all time, I love Tupac when it comes to like hip hop. But outside of hip hop, I grew up listening to like Motown and like 70s soul music because that's like mom and dad. That's all they would like play back in the day at cookouts and everything. So I feel like I really musically grew up on like the showmanship of like the old bands like the Temptations and all of them.
Yeah. That's real. Now, you say Motown, and I just gotta say Detroit. Y'all already know. Shout out to all followers, all my Detroit viewers that's watching right now. Y'all know I fucks with y'all and I love y'all, and I can't wait to come back. That's where I actually started my music, was in Detroit.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been to Detroit, but I've been to Grand Rapids.
Michigan.
But not Detroit. Yeah.
Okay, I see you. What you was doing in Grand Rapids?
What was I doing? Oh, it was like I think it was something when I was like a little conference or something when I was in college. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Now, what makes your music stand out?
Well, people have told me before. They've said that it has a little extra bounce to it. That's been their words. And what I think was
I said it do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And what I think, so in my brain, Wyld's brain, I'm like, okay, they say it got a bounce to it. What I think that bounce is what I'd like to say soul. You know how back in the day, like motherfuckers used to be like, oh, that motherfucker got soul, or like that shit got soul to it. That's how I feel like my music got. Because I feel like with some music these days, like with some of the new hip hop, sometimes it do feel like zombie shit, at least in my opinion. It don't feel like it got a little, it's like, yo, get a little pep in your step, you know what I'm saying? It don't really got a little bounce, that little extra soul to it. So I feel like with my music, I like to put a little extra oomph to it, you know,
Right.
let it pop out.
Now, how would you describe music right now? Like, in your point of view, like, what's music to you in your, like, compared to what it was back in the day?
So I feel like there are some people. First of all, I feel like there's a lot of really dope artists out right now, and I want to just like show love. First of all, there's a lot of dope shit going on. So let's not like get it twisted at all. There's a lot of really, I ain't no hater or nothing. There's a lot of dope shit happening. But I would just say like that I have witnessed there's some people that kind of they let the drugs overtake them pretty much. Just like long story short. So like they'll let the pills, the perks, all just like the heavy shit. You know, like the heavy kind of like Oxycontin, just like the pills, they'll let that shit take over their life. And because of that, it just kind of subconsciously takes over their music too. So when they rap, like their delivery and like their substance and their lyrical content is a little off because like it could be a lot sharper if they weren't maybe on those pills as hard. That's just what I've seen. I've literally my whole crew's a bunch of pillheads, and I used to be a pillhead, so that's fucking kind of pretty much.
Right.
I like OD'd from perks and all that shit, so it's just kind of like a yeah, kind of talking from experience, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right. Wow.
yeah.
So, do you mind if we talk a little bit about that?
We can actually, yeah.
So, what was so from the beginning? What was that like? Like, was you addicted, or was you just doing it at the time, just like to be cool with your friends, or?
Yes. So this happened around the pandemic, 2020-ish, and this was when I was out in Arizona. I was out in Phoenix, and I found out late after the fact that Phoenix actually has like a big problem with the perks, or we called them blues because we smoked them off the foil or whatever. And it was one of those things with my
What?
yeah. So out there, you know, a lot of people talk about popping them like with the pills, and in Phoenix, Arizona, they be smoking them with like off of foil. So it's like you take a straw and like you pretty much put a lighter, you light up the fucking foil, and then it like burns, and then the smoke of like the pill or whatever burns off the foil, and you smoke it off the straw, and that's what they call smoking blues. And so the perks, but that's what they call it, blues, and that's just the way of doing it, which I had no idea how to do it till I was out there. But anyway, long story short, my homie, he was a meth head at the time. We ain't homies no more. We're actually, he a op now. But back in the day, yeah, but back in the day, he was the homie. And no, but the meth made him fucking crazy. And because I was around that crowd, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of, you know, I was bored. And it's Arizona, wasn't too much to do. It's fucking hot. So we were like, oh yeah, let's go and do some fucking shit. And when I did it, it made me feel good. And honestly, I only did it for like 2 weeks until on that 14th day is when I fucking pretty much literally died. And they had to put like Narcan.
You could smoke too much.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, because I forgot it had fentanyl in it. That's what it was. Yeah. So the perks themselves.
Or purposely.
So that's the thing. Yeah, I knew. Yeah.
Okay.
But I really just kind of didn't. I wasn't suicidal. That it wasn't none of that. But it was one of those things where I just didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like I kind of was like really risky.
Right. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, because somebody had called me, so I don't know why they called me, which whenever they get on here, I want them to know.
Oh.
Never call me on any Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday from 8 Central Time all the way until maybe midnight. I'm just saying. I'm serious. Because you just never know how long the podcast lasts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Vibes.
You're right. They already know not to call, so. It's the Couch Chronicles and there ain't no fucking limit. Stop playing with me. Make sure you follow Wyld on all social media, okay? All social media. His information is in the description. Make sure that you read the description because I don't always get to say everything, and I have a lot of different stuff coming up, and I have some people that's coming up as well. So tap in. Now, do you feel like people understand your music?
Some people do, some people don't, to be honest. A lot of people don't, to be real. A lot of people don't.
Right. Wow. Okay. Why do you think that is?
So I do think mainly because the type of person I am, I'm just very different, and I've lived a very different life. And for example, like I've been to a lot of like hip hop showcases, right? And it's kind of the norm these days to have your kind of like, you know, the dude who's a street dude, which I got a lot of homies that are street dudes. It's
Right.
nothing but love for street dudes, but that's just not me. I'm definitely like kind of just like a hippie, but like in a
Me
new
too.
type. Yeah, hell yeah, I can see that. I feel like that's why I fuck with
Yeah.
you off bat with the vibes and everything. Yeah. But I'm like one of those hippies that's kind of like that's definitely me and like out there like black sheep, like what the fuck. And I just kind of like started owning that, you know? But I think because of that, the way that I like see things, not everybody's going to like receive that
Fact.
in like a positive way. Yeah.
Right. Now let me ask you this. Do you feel like you understand you as an artist?
I love that fucking question. And I'm not even gonna cap. I feel like I'm on the path of self-discovery. That's something that I've like committed to myself within the past few months, and I've accepted. It's like, nah, I don't know all there is to know about me and my path in this life. But that's kind of the
Right.
exciting part about living, because it's almost like we like puzzles,
Right.
and like each day, each new moment, we kind of like find a new piece, part of ourselves and
Right.
shit. So
That's
that's how
true. That's true.
I be feeling.
Do you feel sorry?
Pretty
Do
good.
you feel like you're nothing without music?
Yeah. So I started music when I was in high school, and at the time, literally, if I didn't have music, I probably would have been like either like wanting to do shit to myself and or others, like no hesitation. Like I was in that dark of a like headspace back then for
Wow.
sure.
What brought you out of it?
Oh shit. I don't know if I really like talked about it like that.
Well, let's talk about it.
Well, I would say we definitely helped. Just kind of like with, I started smoking around that time in my life, like heavily. And that's when shit just kind of started helping me just like mellow shit out. But
Right.
also, I feel like just, I've been on a path of just wanting to always figure out why. That's why I'm like one of those people that ask why about everything. Just kind of like looking under the surface for everything. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So. I don't know. I feel like I'm just someone who's always trying to think like outside and think of like, okay, why are things the way they are? Why do people do it this way? Why? So,
I get that.
yeah.
How do you know that your reality is a true reality?
I really don't think that we can really know. I think the best thing that we can do is just like do our best to be like righteous and like live with integrity and like to stick with the values that we feel are true to our heart and to live to what feels right. I do believe in that, to live what I do believe in, like intuition, and like we know when we're in danger and we know when something's good for us. We can like feel it. It's like a sensation we feel in our body, but some of us choose to ignore it, and it is what it is. So I do feel like to that extent we have that control. But when it comes to the other shit, I really don't know. And I ain't gonna sit here and cap. Old me would have sat here and been like, "Oh, I know this and I know the answer to everything." Nah, I don't know, man.
Right.
But I love that fucking question. You have some of the best fucking questions. I love
Thank you. I appreciate
it.
that. How do you think people take your music?
Some people take it like, what the fuck?
You think so?
Yeah. Just because some of it is raw, and some of it is literally, some of it I did record on like the fucking Indian reservation, like a fucking shit. So some of it is like really raw. Shout out to Peaposh, by the way, in D7. They pretty much took me in. I'm part native too, but I'm part Chickahominy. But when I was in Arizona, I was living out on D7, Peaposh reservation land, and they really showed a brother love. So, and they got a really talented MCs out there, by the way, actually.
Really? You're going to have to please link me up with them.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. I got you with some links.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's definitely dope. Do you feel like you get the support that you need?
No. So for the longest time, that was actually a real big thing I was battling with, because it is kind of hard being an artist.
Mhm.
I feel like anywhere, because I feel like in my experience, people don't really fully respect you until you're
Right.
like Lil Wayne. You know
Right.
what I mean? or
Or
like
buy a blue badge.
yeah, shit like that, yeah. And it's just like, but I've also gotten a lot of love too, and I feel like it's an inner thing. Like the more that I do work on myself, and the more that I know I'm worthy of like blessings, the more that people in my reality kind of reflect that.
Right.
So
Right.
it's just kind of.
What motivates you to create?
I love these fucking questions. Honestly, I've been creating since I was like 3.
Mm.
I've always been into whether it's writing plays or writing poems. Yeah, I've always just been into just like creating.
Mm-hmm.
So music was just something that I always liked to do. I liked to bang on shit when I was young. So I just kind of took my love of like writing and banging on shit and combined it into music, and it's just
Right.
like I feel like, when people talk about like purpose, like why are we here and shit, I really feel like as human beings, regardless of who you are, we all have that innate ability to create, and we're here to create something to make the world a little more beautiful than it was like before we were here, type shit.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Why were you created?
I said, why was I created?
Yeah.
You have to ask the Martians.
Oh, look, if I didn't have on long sleeves, I got it tatted on me because I feel like this is just my human form.
That part.
Y'all, if you just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limit. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, THA Couch on Facebook, and my main YouTube and Instagram, which is THA Real JANELL. Also, make sure that you follow my guest. His information is in the description. I don't get to say everything, and my scrolly is broke. So all you see is a little arrow pointing to my finger, but it's all good. Y'all, it's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. Y'all know the fucking vibes. Don't play. Let me grab another joint.
Hell yeah. I took a couple fat ass bong rips right before this, so we good.
Now, can we dig a little deeper into your story?
Please, I love digging deep. Fuck the surface. Let's
Right.
go deep.
Right. I want to get all the way deep. Now, tell me, like, what's your story? Like, who are you? What
Something I asked.
Today?
You said, like, what made me who I am today? Well, I grew up when I was pretty much in the suburbs, relatively nice.
Okay.
And it was one of those things where I grew up with like everything, as my sister put it, we grew up with everything, but nothing at all. So like we had like all the kind of maybe like physical things. I never really had to worry about food. So I'm blessed about that, because when I did have some homies that did have to worry about food, because the area I grew up in was kind of diverse. So like I was doing good, but like a few neighborhoods down, I had some homies I went to school with that were like paycheck to paycheck, didn't know if they were gonna eat, type shit.
Right.
So I really grew up in a really kind of classist environment, I feel like, where people were always putting people down, whether it was based off how much money they had or whether it was based off of their race. It was a very like racist kind of fucking area too. So I think what happened was I just ended up saying like fuck it, and I ended up going to college because I was forced to go to college because that was just kind of like what my parents wanted me to do. So I just did it, and it was hard to like fight back. But while I was in college, just like many people say, I kind of did find myself a little bit, and I realized that I wanted something just different from what I was told. Like pretty much the whole American dream and just like the whole go to college, get married, all this shit, just like the script of life. I fucking hated that shit. And I was determined to just do something different. So in 2016, when I graduated from college, I just said fuck it and like moved out to the woods. And that's what I was talking about earlier about the woods. I met these people that they owned like a kyanite mine, like crystals and kyanite and shit like that. And it just so happened that I was about to graduate and looking for like a place. So they were kind of older and like they were veterans and they had like disabilities and shit. So they were looking for like younger kind of, muscles and work labor to help, because it was like 100 acres of just like rustic land and they wanted some of it cleared. So I was able to help them clear because no one else really was doing it. And as a reward, they let me like be like a steward of the land pretty much and like live there.
Right.
And I was like kind of like the protector of the land for a few months, and it was actually pretty trippy. I'm thinking about maybe even like writing an actual whole fucking book about it one of these days because it was pretty trippy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You do it like an adult, like, I mean, what they call it, like a comic book.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know like the name.
Because I was gonna say you should do an adult cartoon book, but that is a comic book. Don't judge me.
No, you good. You good.
It is.
You good. You good. You good.
But
judgment free zone.
In a comic book. So, but what was the toughest thing that you went through growing up?
Man, you're making me think. My stoned ass. You good. This is good. This is good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The toughest thing. Okay. On some real shit, I feel like getting approval from like my parents and those around me. It seemed like I was always the type of kid that I was never measuring up to like the standards and the expectations that I felt like I should be. And I never quite was as whole as I felt like I should have been. And I was always letting the people closest to me down. Yeah. That's what I feel like. That's what it was when I was growing up, was the big thing. Right.
Now, how do you feel about that now?
I definitely feel a lot better about it now. You know, like I feel like that I don't have any regrets. I do feel like everything happens for a reason, and that like even if we're like, oh, what the fuck, like the universe, there's always shit that happens in like a higher accord. So I'm learning to just like trust in that everything is not just random. It's here for me for some purpose. So me knowing that makes me just kind of chill out a little bit.
Right. That's right. Now, like, do you feel like your music has evolved over the years?
Yeah, definitely. It used to be very when I first started in high school, it was very kind of like Twista-esque, like super, super fast.
Oh shit.
But so what?
Do you still do that?
I do fast a little bit, but back then it was like unpolished fast. I can do fast now, but like a little more polished. You know
okay,
I mean?
Okay.
Back then it was pretty bad, to be honest. Back then, like I'll give you an example. Motherfuckers, my football teammates at the time, right? You think that if we aren't with teammates, we'd be like hyping each other up, right? This motherfucker listened to my first mixtape, threw that shit out of his fucking car as he was driving away for practice.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Shout out to Cash Milk Elroy. I remember you, motherfucker. I remember who you are. It's all love now. It's all good now, man. That was like a minute ago, but no, I remember that shit.
Bye. Yeah. So you said you're still evolving, excuse me, as an artist.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you almost got a grip on where you want to be as an artist? Have you found your sound?
So, you know, I feel like it's better now. I definitely am closer to it. But I feel like going back to what I said earlier about my life, about self-discovery, I feel like my music path is very similar to life. I feel like it's all intertwined. Mm-hmm. So because I feel like I'm still discovering who I truly am as a person in life, my actual sound is still evolving. So even though I'm at a point where it's a lot crisper and better than it was maybe like a year or two ago, it's still going to even evolve from like a few months from now, I feel like.
Right. Do you feel like you're a trendsetter?
Yeah, like without trying to be honest. Mm-hmm. Just because I don't give a fuck, and I'm just very like creative, and I like colors personally. I'm just really big into colors. Like a lot of dudes are really like, oh fuck colors and all that, but no, I love me some fucking colors.
Right.
Like outfits that just kind of like pop out, shit that kind of demands your attention, shit like that.
Yes, yeah. Do you feel like you're that you can compare yourself to any mainstream artist?
Nah, mainly because I believe in like I really personally believe in just like the sovereignty of each artist.
Right.
And like, you know, there may be some people like XXXTentacion is someone that, rest in peace, that I really love and admire. I love his like aesthetic and his vibe, and I feel like his overall message towards the end of his life about like prison reform and wanting to give back to his community. I really fuck with that and his music, but I wouldn't like compare him to me at all. But he was an influence of just like life, you know. But yeah, I do believe in just every artist is their own artist, and all the artists that are watching this, all the up and coming artists, much love. Like, keep doing your thing, because people are always gonna want to hate, but it's like, no, I'm that motherfucker to show love and positivity, even if I don't fucking know you. It's like, just keep doing your thing. Like,
that's dope. What message do you send in your music?
I'd say transcendence. It's like, I've been through a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, which a lot of us have.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
and it's just like, okay, not letting that pain and hurt break me, and making the decision of, okay, I'm just going to get stronger from this. I'm going to learn from this, and I'm going to actually open up from this, and I'm going to learn to like actually embody love,
right,
and to actually be love, and to like feel, and to be an actual human being, as opposed to a human who's kind of just been like a zombie, because I've been traumatized for so many years. And it's funny because I did mention the whole zombie rap earlier, and I guess I mentioned that because I guess I've kind of been one of them for the longest time,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, now we're in the process of like coming back to life.
Like, right. Damn. Y'all, like I said, if you just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. Make sure you follow Wyld on all social media, y'all. His information is in the description. All you gotta do is read it. Now, with your music, do you feel like you've ever had an embarrassing moment?
Like at shows, or just like kind of in general?
Like maybe you was on stage and your pants ripped.
Shit, I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna think for a sec. Okay, so I want to say, oh, yeah. I feel like, so, okay, when I was in Arizona, I used to do a lot of raves. And for those of y'all that don't know, at raves, drugs, it's synonymous with raves, like hard drugs. So I don't do that shit no more. But back in like 2021, 2022, I was like wilding. And pretty much I would go perform, because I was really buddy with a lot of DJs out there. So they would have me like rap at some of their sets. And I just remember sometimes I would just get carried away. I love Molly, and I would just do like too much fucking Molly, like or I would Jedi flip or whatever, do some Molly and acid or whatever, and just like, what's up, say what?
Acid.
You acid. Just do the acid, and acid. Just get, there you fucking go, man. And I would just get carried away, and so pretty much I would be rapping. And then, like, I would go to rap, and then, like, I would go, like, I wouldn't be able to function. Because I was so far gone. Right.
Was you trying to do the
No, I was just trying to rap, and then I was just so fucked up that I couldn't talk. And another one was, I was with a homie, and we did the whole partner thing. So he was a homie of mine. And literally, he took acid like maybe 20 minutes before we went on. And he was a little younger, too. And I don't think I honestly think he was his first time doing acid. Like, between you and me, looking back on it, I really think. So we get on fucking stage, and we literally got mics in our hand, ready to go. And this motherfucker, he do the thing with with his hands on his legs, hands on his head. Like people when the first time tripping, and it's just like starting to hit him. He does the whole. And I'm like, bruh, we literally about to go on stage. You good? And he's like, yo, man, I'm good. I'm like, I know you're not good, bro, because I've done acid so many times, and I just seen you do that shit 30 minutes ago, and you about to fucking peak right now. So you better tighten the fuck up. And long story short, he fucking bombed that shit. Everybody, we had a nice crowd, too. And we just up and coming, so this is probably one of the bigger crowds that we've had in a minute.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. And like everyone's, like tripping, having a good time. And then he goes on, he has the first verse and just bombs it. And I go on and kick a freestyle, but even the freestyle was like half-assed because I was on drugs too.
So have you ever had a different moment where you forgot your lyrics and you was like sober?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because I'm working on focus. That's one of the things I'm working on, just like personal development. And sometimes I get all like been out of shape, especially if I'm at like a show and I see like a baddie or something, or like somebody kept my eye. I'm like, oh damn! So then I get like distracted and then like forget like maybe a bar or something, and my attention shifts.
Oh
Happens
shit.
sometimes. You know, we human and shit.
Right, right. Now describe a real life situation that inspired a song.
Oh, okay, yeah. So The Baddest in the Neighborhood is one of my songs that I dropped back in like July, August. And people, I say of all my songs so far, like people fuck with that the most. And pretty much what happened with that song was when I was in Arizona, I moved back from Arizona to VA in like May of 2022. And Virginia is where I was born and raised. So like when I was in Virginia and everything, they called me the baddest in the neighborhood. Like when I first started off as like a rapper. I started off as Menace P. It wasn't Wyld, it was Menace P. And like my day one homies, Matt Huffman, Scott Poe, all Mo Mather, all them homies, they backed me up back in the day, and they were like they knew me as the baddest in the neighborhood. Like that was what they knew me as back in high school. So when I moved to Arizona and then I came back like 4 years later, people were kind of like you know, it was kind of like, oh, like who the fuck are you? Like, oh, like you are you still rapping? Blah blah blah. Like a lot of haters out there. So I did The Baddest in the Neighborhood as kind of like a response of like, nah, like it might have been a few years ago. I might have literally been in a different state, but it's like y'all can just shut the fuck up, chill the fuck out. I'm still the baddest in the neighborhood, and if anything, I'm a hell lot better than I was when I left. And we making moves, and it's deeper than rap shit.
Facts. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's real. Shout out to Nicole. That's watching. If you didn't hear me the other day on your birthday, I shouted you out on your birthday too. But Nicole said, this I needed to hear. Pisces, Aries. This is heartfelt. Shout out to everybody watching, y'all. It's the Couch Chronicles, and there ain't no fucking limits. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you share the live. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. Follow my guests. It's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy, contrary to what people may say. Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and THA Couch on Facebook. My main YouTube and Instagram, which is THA Real JANELL. And don't forget to visit my website, which is THA Real JANELL.com. All right. I got a few more questions and then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, sounds good.
Now, what's your most memorable moment? Wait, let me change that. What's your memorable response that you got from like maybe a fan or someone that heard your music?
Okay, all right. So this is like the first question where an idea pops in right away. So I did a little festival in Colorado back in a couple years ago. And I think we literally had like technical difficulties. So my DJ, his equipment like broke down in the middle of the set. But literally during that time when he and like the equipment people were trying to figure out what was happening, I'm still on stage just kind of like chopping it up with some of the people. Right. And one of the guys, he comes up to me and he's all like, yo, that song that you just did, like that like touched me, like that changed, like that really like helped change my life. Right. And I was like, really, bro? Like that means a lot. Like, thank you for saying that. And he was like really moved by it. And like, he was like crying and shit, like really emotional. And he was just like, yo, like, thank you for sharing your gift.
Right.
And it's like, yo, you can't make that shit up. You know, you hear other artists, I've heard other artists talk about shit like that, but that prior to that happening, that ain't never happened to me like that before. That was like otherworldly, low key. It's like, damn.
That's just funny that you said that. Because I usually play the song every episode, but after your interview, I'm gonna play the song, and it's called "Can't Make This Up."
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So you got
right. Now, what do you feel that you need to do more of for your music career?
Definitely promotion. That's a really big thing. Which, shameless plug though, that's something that we're doing coming up for like spring, summer 23. Big moves, like the whole fucking squad, man. We fucking putting in work. Shout out Plus Soul Entertainment. That's actually my company, actually. Let's should probably shout that out. So yeah, and that's actually, it's brand new. So that's something that moving forward, it's funny you mentioned that because that's what I need to do promotion wise really just kind of getting this whole Plur Soul wave off the ground. Because what it is we're a collective of artists. We got other artists, Virginia, West Virginia, Arizona, and beyond. We're growing, and we just kind of like, we're all a bunch of free spirits, and we're just kind of uplifting each other and allowing each other to, like, you know, create freely and shit and everything. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you can shed light on one thing that I haven't talked about tonight. What would it be?
On just some like life shit, human shit. Yeah, just like beyond everything on my heart. I feel like we as humans, you know, we can do better, you know, we can do better of just how we like treat ourselves. Everyone always first wants to talk about treating each other kindly. That's totally real, but we always forget about like ourselves, and we're always super hard on ourselves. And like, so like, in order to be really genuine people to other people, we gotta like be kind to ourselves and truly learn to love ourselves and nurture ourselves. And that's something through all the stuff that, you know, when I was sharing parts of my story with you, that's what I've learned. Is really like, if we really want change in this world, like, which I feel like all of us really do at the end of the day, even some of the hardest dudes out there, I feel like we've just been through so much, and everybody wants change, but some of us have been through so much we just don't think it's possible. Right. But I really genuinely feel like change is possible, but it just starts from within, and we got to like challenge our own doubts and our own insecurities and our own fears. And literally anybody that tells us that we can't do something that we want to do, they're not like worthy of being in our life. I genuinely believe that we can do anything that we set our mind to, and any doubts that we have, we can totally just face that, and we can totally overcome that, because we can really do what we want to do, where we can live our dreams out. You know, as long as we're not hurting ourselves and not hurting other people, literally, you're talking about create something. Like, be the light that you are. And that's just like what's on my heart and what I just want to share with everyone. Like, beyond the whole rap shit and all that, that's what it is.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's really dope. My last couple of questions is, do you feel like you're a better performer than a better recorder?
100%. 100%. You know how some people refer to themselves as like recording artists? Mm-hmm. I refer to myself as performing artists.
Okay.
But that's actually one of the things that I am trying to work on is like refining my sound in recordings, because my recordings have been kind of raw, and I am working on like having like a more solid mix and, you know, mastering and all that. So that is kind of the big transition right now, is having that huge big stage presence and like making it so it's like nice and refined recording and smooth.
If you go to my podcast page on Instagram, I also, you know, kind of teach you, you know, different things. I got like different videos that's like how to work Pro Tools, how to start mixing.
Oh yeah.
You know, just, or if you ever need some help, all you gotta do is hit me up.
I really appreciate that. I feel like I'm gonna totally take you up on that, because it's something I'm like actively kind of need to learn.
Facts. And my last question is, what do you want people to remember about you?
So I'm putting on for Virginia, right? Like, a lot of people talk about DC, but it's like, no disrespect to DC, much love to DC. I got people up there, but like Virginia, we are our own thing. And my man Red Rum back in like Richmond, he was a rapper that was signed to DJ Khaled back in the day. He was out of Richmond, putting Richmond on the map, and he started this whole wave of top of the South. And that pretty much means, if y'all don't know the history, you know, Virginia, we were the Confederacy, the capital Confederacy. And a lot of people get it fucked up because of DC and all that. They think Virginia is like the North or some shit. But I'm really here for like the people that are in the hollers and the farms and the people that are like forgotten about. Like, so that's kind of like what I represent. You know, I lived out in the boonies. I've been with these people that people would call hicks, or people that would just call just like bums. And like, I'm kind of like all about the underdog story, you know, and really putting on for the country and really putting on for the land. Because I believe not only as people, but like the earth herself, she has stories. And each town, each state has its own story to tell. And Virginia has a lot of things that it wants to share with the world. And I'm just like, being born and raised, I kind of am in a space of channeling some of those stories and some of those things. So that's really what it is. And just like a shout out to the homies, we got merch coming on the way. We got a whole like fashion. Actually, at the fashion show that I met you at, I was really inspired to get into my own merch and to get really crazy with my own fashion shit. So we've been working, and we got shit coming this spring, summer. So
okay. Wow. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to? Anybody else?
Yeah, just again, Matt Huffman, that's my main man since literally since elementary. That's the homie. He's a part of the squads. Yeah, since elementary. We go way back. Then shout out my man Scott Poe, and he got a punk vest called Fleabag. It's a up and coming merchandise fashion line coming up. So shout out Scott Poe. Yeah, he's dope as fuck. And then let's see, shout out my sister Justice Scruggs out in fucking Tampa in Florida. And there's so many. Oh, shout out the homies just in Arizona, Cultivating Culture fam. Shout out my people in Virginia, Arizona. Shout out the peeps in Texas. Everybody, just everybody.
I definitely appreciate you for being on the couch. I want to play this song for you, but you know what? I could actually ask you. I wanted to ask you this. Do you freestyle?
I do freestyle.
More.
I haven't in a minute, but.
So you write too?
Yeah, I write in freestyle.
Could you freestyle for us tonight?
Yeah. I haven't done it in a while, so just because I fuck with y'all, yeah, I'll do it. Fuck it.
Hell yeah. Look, I'm like, yeah, like.
So you want me to go like acapella?
Yeah. I mean, can you, or do I need to get a beat?
I mean, I like beats, but I can go acapella. I can try.
Okay, wait. Let me see. Let me see if I got a beat. Damn. See, I wasn't prepared. I don't even think this phone got any beats on it. That makes me sad. Can you maybe freestyle something, or maybe give us something that you already have?
So I can do some just like acapella, right? Just straight poetry. These motherfuckers hate, now they're gonna notice me. These motherfuckers pussy, like some fucking ovaries. I ain't sexist, I'm just finexist. Check it like a blue check mark on the fucking Instagram, IG, IB, the IV MVP. That's me coming up in the big leagues. I be so street. No, actually, I'm kind of country. Like, what the fuck you want? Give me your fucking money. Green hair, don't care. And I'm smoking weed on a motherfucking cloud. I'm from the South, VA. What you talking about? That's that 2 up, 2 down. What the fuck you say? Shut your mouth.
Hey. I know that's right. Y'all make sure y'all follow Wyld the Bard on all social media. It's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy. His information will be in the description. Now, follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and my main YouTube and Instagram, which is THA Real, JANELL, and also has a .com. Don't play with your girl. I'm gonna play this song for you because you really brought it up, and I really like to play it every episode. So, because you already said you can't make this shit up.
Facts.
You hear me? Okay. As soon as it starts. Yeah, and it ain't no fucking limits. Don't play. Y'all know the vibes. I guess it'll help if I push the play button, huh? Y'all can't make this shit up, okay? Ooh, yeah. And I know it's really hard to keep your head up, and you've been working every day to get your bread up. It's even lonely at the top, and now you're fed up. This shit is crazy, you go through, but you can't make this shit up. No, this shit is crazy, you go through, but you can't make this shit up. No, you can't make this shit. I ain't got no reason to be making up no story. I ain't even putting extras on it. I'm in classes, somehow it just be coming out here free. So please excuse me if I tell you I need me some juice. I'm just trying to get out here right. And my energy, I have people turn from my friends to my enemy. Ooh, that shit just don't sit right. But my luck's fucked up and I can't lie. Everything that I go through, everybody can go through. Gotta keep my head up like I'm supposed to. Always tell the truth, I cross my heart and all the time. This shit is crazy, what I go through. I can't make this shit. No, I can't make this shit. No, I can't make this. No, I can't make this shit. And I know it's really hard to keep your head up. And you've been working every day to get your bread up. It's only at the top, and now you fed up. What you think?
I fuck with it. Vibes for sure.
What's up,
Well,
man? I definitely appreciate you again for being on the couch,
thank you
for real.
for having me so much.
Yes, it's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. Y'all make sure y'all follow my guests on all social media. It's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy. I love y'all. See y'all in the comments. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Shout out to everybody that keep up with the couch. Y'all the real MVPs. Y'all always, like I said, make sure that you read the description. The video will be uploaded up on YouTube here in a little bit, and it will be uploaded on Spotify and Pandora here in a little bit. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in. I love y'all. It's the Couch. Ain't no limits. I'll see y'all tomorrow with the one of the OKC baddies. Don't play.